So guys, will Legendary Infernum put me in the GOAT conversation, or is this kind of a joke? Because it feels like kind of a joke. This is part 2 of me beating Infernum on the For the Worthy seed. For the Worthy turns the world into Legendary mode, which is a step up from Masters, giving bosses and enemies more health and making them do more damage. Doesn't really change boss AI. I wish that at some point in the future they would make it do that, because it does in vanilla, but I highly doubt it. In part 1, we got all the way up to the Wall of Flesh, so now it is time for hard mode. These things have 1000 HP, that's practically a mini-boss. Those things two-shot me? Now that we've entered hard mode, I need to start preparing for the hard mode bosses, so I go to the underground spider biome. This turns out to be a huge waste of time, which you'll see why here a little bit in the future. Because I'm playing Summoner, I go to the Spider's Nest to get some Spider Fangs to craft Spider Armor. I need to go to the Tundra to get the Ancient Ice Chunk, which will be my summon of choice to do Queen Slime, and I need to do the Goblin Army in order to get the first Shadow Flame accessory. You think Yaron would be busting with salt and pepper? Bro, what? Calamity boss? Easily the tastiest Calamity boss is, like you said, Yaron. I feel like Plantera would probably just taste like a bad salad. Yaron is easily tasting like chicken. Whereas Yaron, on the other hand, like I said, he's going to taste like a good animal. Plantera is going to be like a soggy salad or something. There's no way she smells good. There's no way she tastes good. Or the giant clam might taste good. I feel like King and Queen Slime would either taste really good, like sweet, or really bad. Yaron's got potential on the grill. Exactly. At the same time, you gotta also keep in mind with something like that, are we taking into account that poison dart frogs, like one of the reasons they're so poisonous, is because of their diet. Like, do we think that the Devourer God's diet would make him inedible? Tastes like chicken? Well, it's a red meat, so. I don't foresee the mech bosses being an issue. And I don't know if I'm going to regret saying this. I feel like the biggest issue is going to be Cryogen's bitch ass. So guys, I'm curious. I'm going to do on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely are you to recommend my stream to somebody else? A, being most likely. B, being sort of likely. C, I'm going to make a survey. I'm going to make a whole ass, like, one of those surveys, like, how likely are you to recommend, like, JavaScript to someone? It's gonna be like that one Reddit thing, you know, I don't normally go around recommending people browser engines. If anybody knows what, like, tweet I'm talking about. Probably not. People are probably gonna be like, what are you doing, you chronically online bum? Get off of Twitter. Aw, Queen Slime just sat on my face so bad. I was reading, well, I read chat during Supreme Calamitous, and I was reading my chat during the Mutant fight. So Queen Slime's bum ass should be no issue, but no, I'm terrible. Like, I love yapping, same. This is why I love streaming, is because you guys are here willingly, which means you guys just like listening to me talk, which is amazing. Because I can just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. And if somebody gets sick of it, they can click off. But everybody else who stays wants to hear it, and it's amazing. Oh my gosh, I walked into that. Oh, I meant to dodge. Well, no shit, I meant to dodge that. But you guys know what I mean. Oh my gosh. God, why am I so bad? Just tank the small bullets? Bro, I have 58 defense. I'm not tanking shit. After all those thrown attempts, I finally got this one where I actually semi-decently locked in. I almost died. But we didn't, and that's all that matters. Honestly, it's not that bad. The fact that he's already at 30% is insane. He only has 130,000 HP. I think it's because the song for 434 damage. Gosh. Couldn't find the not safe for Terraria texture pack, guys. Bro, why do you think I was looking for the not safe for Terraria texture pack? Let's take two guesses here. Reason number one, it's fire. Number two, it's a necessity. Yeah, Gooner Crumb. We've been known this. So after giving Crougen a couple attempts, I was told to try the Sanguine Staff, however you pronounce it. So I decided to go fish during a blood moon. It took me a little bit. I ended up fishing up a Dread Nautilus, and you'll just see what happens. I have my hands off my mouth. I don't know why Dread Nautilus isn't in boss checklist. Oh my gosh, he does a lot of damage. So yeah, I definitely didn't plan on dying to Dread Nautilus. I thought he would be easy, so I set up a few more platforms, and I gave it another shot. Oh, there's one, and it also... Like, he literally charges adrenaline too. Why is this guy not on the boss checklist? And another shot. As you can tell, I have like no experience with the Dread Nautilus fight at all, and I was not about to grind it out until I get it down, so I decided to swap over to the twins. See if it was any easier. A Frost Cabin. Hey, or Terraria. I just kept losing with no real progress. Normally these fights don't go that bad whenever I play regular Infernum, so I didn't know if it was because it was for the worthy or what. I just kept kind of throwing myself at the bosses, with some attempts being better than others, but never really any substantial progress. I know it was an obvious skill issue because normally if I throw myself at a boss enough, I'll get it down, so I could have technically kept doing the boss to eventually beat it, but I could not be asked to do all that. And since I have 4 different options of things to fight right now, I decided to swap mech bosses. But I just ran into all of his projectiles. Damn. That attempt went a lot better. I usually find Skeletron Prime to be the easiest mech boss, but I ended up throwing at one point, which made me lose the fight, so I decided to get off for the night. The next day I decided I'd start off by farming ice golems so that way I could craft frost armor, because I decided I was going to swap to melee because it is a completely crutch class. And I wanted to be able to tank stuff without dying in 2 shots so I could actually make mistakes. After swapping over my armor and accessories, my weapon of choice was going to be the Storm Saber that drops from the Cloud Elemental. 50,000 HP? This thing is a whole ass boss. What? It's the Cloud Elemental. That's 45,000 health. Luckily, I got it from my first Cloud Elemental, which is really good because this thing has a 20% drop chance, so there was a possibility that I could have been going after this thing for a good half an hour. After getting all of my gear ready, I changed my accessories, my armor, and got a new weapon. I ended up going to Cryogen and doing him first try. Was super easy after swapping to melee. This class really is such an unbelievable crutch. I will end up going back to Summoner at some point, but you'll see when that is down the line. I'd care about swapping to a crutch class, but my only goal is to get this playthrough over with. After Cryogen, it's time for the mech bosses, so I do Skeletron Prime. I decided to do Skeletron Prime first because I find him to be the easiest mech boss. Destroyer can be super punishing. His knockback, as you'll find out, is absolutely horrible. The twins kind of just suck for their own reason, and then Skeletron is just super bland, boring, and easy. Far from him? Yeah. That's how I do that. And he goes down first try too on melee, so I jump immediately into the twins fight. Oh, you said Dark Lightsaber. I do end up taking a good chunk of damage here in the beginning, but it's not too bad. I can just take my time, heal, use my heal, while dodging the rest of their attacks, hoping to get HP back. Melee mid, yeah, for real. Super fair. Very fair class, if I do say so myself. And Calamity, it's really hard. Dash, yeah. The dodge also makes this so much easier. Like, I have less DPS than I did on Summoner, but this dodge is just really fucking broken. I almost had my adrenaline up there, but I ended up getting hit, so I unfortunately lost it. But even still, the fight didn't turn out to be that bad. Oh, I have to deal with Spaz's desperation. Shoot, I'm better at retinazers. In Infernum, whenever one of the twins is defeated, the other twin will regain some HP and become enraged, so I have to deal with spasmatisms, enraged, and desperation form. Really not fun. I'm much better at retinazers, but that was just unfortunate. I was just able to soak. I should have died there, I'm not gonna lie. I should have died. I should have died so many times over. Oh my gosh. This class is OP as shit. The third and final mech boss I need to defeat is the Destroyer. I can't even lie to you guys. I died to this guy more times than I could count. It was horrible. And there is one reason that I was dying to this boss over and over again, and it's because I was missing a singular accessory. I just kept losing attempt after attempt after attempt because of knockback. I kept on getting knocked back by the probes or the lasers into Destroyer and taking full contact damage. I hate the knockback mechanic so much. But now with the Cobalt Shield and all of my defense, I can stand still and tank all of his probes, taking almost no damage and just dashing out of his way and using my Avalanche to its fullest. It is dealing an insane amount of damage, and fairly easily after this, he goes in. I was gonna say, it's free. It is literally free as soon as I get knockback immunity. Knockback is the dumbest shit in this entire game. It is awful. Worst mechanic in the game. Horrible mechanic. Terrible. Oh my gosh. Awful. Just straight aggravating. With all the mechanical bosses now defeated, I can upgrade my Terraspark boots to Angel Treads, I can get a permanent health upgrade, and I can upgrade my sword to the Biome Blade. I don't normally craft this armor set, but for this playthrough I decided to go with the Chlorophy armor set for some reason.
I usually never use this thing. I usually just go with hallowed armor. But I decided to be different for this playthrough because I wanted to try it out. So now the next boss I need to fight is Plantera. She's really not that bad in Infernum. I find her to be super easy. I'm kind of just doing the same wood circling thing that you always do with her in her first phase. Plantera. I'm also not trying to play a ranked meta in Brawl Stars. That would just thinking about having to play a meta in a game like Brawl Stars sounds disgusting. Drafting takes 2 seconds. Drafting takes like 2 minutes. That is 2 minutes of my time I don't get back. Her final phase is pretty well just the same as her second phase. She does the little growing vines, but she does it twice. And then her little segments that she cuts in your arena are cut into like sixths. But in typical Crumbing fashion, I end up throwing a super easy boss fight, so now I gotta do this all over again. I'm gonna die. Oh my gosh, that was a 3.5 minute fight that I threw. My next fight is still going good. It's going about the same as the first one, until again, I threw. I didn't think it'd do 300 contact damage. Oh my gosh, that's insane. I don't know why I didn't expect this, because it is Legendary Infernum. I should be expecting everything to deal absurd contact damage, but instead what you will see throughout this entire playthrough is just me running into contact shots. I did it with Cryogen, I did it with Destroyer, I did it with the Twins, and I did it with Dread Nautilus too. And you will keep seeing me do it because I never learned my lesson. But now we're back to fighting Plantera again. It's the same circling in first phase. In her second phase, I just need to dodge the vines that she grows outwards, and whenever she does the little quadrants, just make sure that I'm in the bigger one. And I made the same stupid mistake again. I don't know how I managed to do it. So now we gotta fight her all over again. Now this should be my last and final attempt. As long as I don't throw, I'm completely fine. The same circling in her first phase, dodging the vine growing in her second phase, and it should be easy, right? Right? Nope, I threw. One more time. Circling her phase 1, making sure to dodge her vines in phase 2, making sure that I'm in the right quadrants, that way I get a bigger section to be able to dodge easier. I almost sold again, but we're alive. I end up not getting hit for a little bit, so I'm able to regen most of my HP. I almost had my adrenaline up, but I ended up getting hit. I did end up staying in her bigger quadrant here, so I was able to stay alive fairly easily. I'm dodging her pretty well here, dashing through her when she dashes through me, so that way I don't get hit. Avoiding all of her thorns that she's shooting, so that way I can keep my HP. I did end up losing my adrenaline because I got hit. But with all of that, Plantera has finally been defeated. That is going to be the end of this video. I will try to get the next part out soon, which will probably be Golem through the Profane Guardians. My run should have definitely ended at the next boss, and you will see why.